In a world where players are entitled and second dinner is greedy, Nerd Dynamite will make everyone angry. He's out to fix limited game modes and nobody's gonna stop him.
There are a lot of people who think Marvel Snap is dying, and this is the first time where I am starting to question it myself, honestly. That said, players want as many free items as possible. Second Dinner wants to make as much money as possible. And these two things are just colliding right now in the most spectacular of fashions. So I'm going to share my thoughts on High Voltage Overdrive, the Sanctum Showdown event as well. This is being recorded before that event goes live. But I have some advanced knowledge and I think I can accurately guess what the reception is going to be for that event. I will discuss some monetization fixes that feel good for both parties involved, the players and Second Dinner, and how it's a win-win. So in order of importance, Cobra gets lost in the shuffle because of point 2, but the fact that the Series 4 card for High Voltage Overdrive costs anywhere between 15,000 volts and 45,000 volts is just ridiculous, because you aren't earning 45,000 volts for even free. So the Series 4 card wasn't even free as well. And then you had Kid Omega, who required 50,000 volts. Completely unrealistic to earn him for free. And it just ultimately felt like a paywall in disguise. And that is essentially why the revolt happened. Now, my thoughts on the matter are, Second Dinner is a company. Companies are free to do whatever they want to do. They are comprised of real humans, just like your mother and father, your brother and sister, your aunts and uncles. They have families, they are real people, and they are trying to do their best. Does that mean I have to agree with them? You have to agree with them? No, it doesn't. But my perspective is they are free to chart whatever course they desire for the company. Hopefully it is good. I love this game. I want to see it around for a long time. But ultimately they're people and they will make mistakes and they will make good decisions as well. When they make decisions that I don't necessarily agree with, I just disengage from whatever part of that game it is. So with High Voltage Overdrive, I did not stay up to date with my missions. I did play it sparingly, not as nearly as much as I played the original version. And when a company makes a decision that I don't like, I either leave, stop doing business with the company, which I've seen plenty of people. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I hope they find another, time-wasting game that they like. For me, I still like the game. I'm able to disengage from specifically High Voltage Overdrive and just play regular Marvel Snap. So again, when companies make decisions like these, I'm fine pivoting. No issue with that. I still have a lot of fun with the game. And then Sanctum Showdown, again, I'm recording this before it goes live. The top prize is a Series 4 card that is completely earnable. So I can already, I'm sure the criticism, especially by the time this video is out, will have been plastered all over the place. We went from High Voltage Overdrive, which had 2 arguably unearnable cards. And then we go to Sanctum Showdown that gives you a Series 4 card that is not so great. You can get it for free, but again, they lock the good card behind a paywall. And then they go and give you a free Series 4 card with enough play time that just isn't that good. So that will probably be the main criticism. I know there are plenty of people that play the mode whether there's a reward or not. That's fantastic. But for a decent amount of the player base, they play to get these rewards. And the fact that Sanctum Showdown has a Series 4 reward as a top prize just is not that appealing. So this will be a mode where I probably play to get the card just because it seems semi-interesting, but by no means is it going to be a strong card. And if you're struggling whether or not to play Sanctum Showdown or not because the card's weak, don't play, again, disengage from the system. That communicates to Second Dinner that you're not a fan, and if enough people disengage from these modes because of the decisions they make, they will just be forced to reconsider. So keep the feedback coming. They definitely hear it. Whether or not that actually manifests, a lot of people have a negative view on that and say it will not. But will forever be an optimist. I will say they are hearing it. Again, they are humans, but they also need to be able to balance the business side of things. They need to be able to stay in business, and they are making the best decisions they have. They have more information than us. But that is where I transition into how I think they could be doing a better job at monetization. 2 quotes here. One is the more positive, one is the more negative as far as the players are concerned. The first one is just talking about the goal of these limited time game modes, and that is to give players more control and flexibility. Now, it can be argued semantically, more, that's a very important word. What does more mean? Sure, technically they're giving us more. I will divorce myself from that semantics and just say giving players control and flexibility the most is fantastic. That is what I am leaning into hard when I discuss some of these proposed changes. And then the second quote, it's done. Just give in, accept it. These events will be happening where the top prize is behind paywalls, and get your head wrapped around it unless Second Dinner takes these ideas, which they are free to do. One note before I get started is all of the numbers are just for demonstration and example purposes. And ultimately what the precise number looks like, if Second Dinner were to implement these, they have access to all of the data that I don't. So the numbers would understandably change. So the first thing, introducing a premium path. We're all familiar with season passes, the basic $10 version and the expanded 20, 25, whatever else it is. I ignore it. I don't participate in that. And so implementing that same system where the basic path is free and you have a premium path, which accelerates progress. You can earn 25,000 XP in 7 days to unlock the top prize, whether that's a Series 5 card or a Series 5 pack. And you earn XP from all games. It stinks to play a game and not get anything, not make any type of progress, and it just doesn't feel good. And a lot of these systems, that is why Marvel Snap implemented the retreat system, and it says escaped and not you lose, because they understood in that area that player psychology, how players feel, is super important. And I think that just kind of got lost a little bit with these limited time game modes. Here's the new XP system. So when you win a game, you get 120 XP. No more of that measly 20 XP nonsense. When you lose a game, you get 60 XP. When you complete a mission, each mission, I know the missions are different, weighted differently with different XP, but ultimately they would average out in my system to 270 XP per each mission. And here's a new part. You get a bonus XP if you win 5 games in a row. So what that does from Second Dinner's perspective, which is what I really tried to approach this as, when you approach problems, you should always try to approach it from the other person's perspective. I'm a player, I'm not an employee at Second Dinner.
Because they threw your resume in the trash.
From the player's perspective, it gives you just something else to strive for in the middle of these streaks, in the middle of these games, in the middle of these play sessions, where you can have these mini goals and really these hits of endorphin. When you do hit it, it's special. You get rewarded like it's special, and it just feels good. The other new part is the daily bonus. So on day 0, you just get base level XP. On day 2, you get plus 5 XP to each of these events. So you win a game, you get 125 XP. You lose a game, you get 65 XP, so on and so forth. Day 3, you get plus 10. Day 4, you get plus 15. And what that does is that gives Second Dinner another way to monetize this by having daily bonus streak restores. And so if you do that, that's another way for Second Dinner to make money. It's another way to encourage the players to log on every day for the game, the health of the game. You need players playing the game to get matched up with other players. And using this redesigned XP system, it will ultimately feel better, I believe, for the majority of the player base, because one, a lot of these values are more than what we're getting now. And so it just feels better, even though the progress would be more or less the same. You would unlock the card in 7 days, which is what it previously was. And also there are other hooks to monetize this game mode for Second Dinner, which we will transition into. With a lot of these figures, I went high, and from Second Dinner's perspective, that's what I would always start with, a higher price, and then bring that down, rather than start from a lower price and bring that up. Just from the perception, it is much easier to get away with lowering a price than it is to increasing a price. So with the premium track, $20, it essentially cuts the journey in half. You gain 10,000 XP and you get some cosmetics, and it's available directly for money. And it just accelerates. It doesn't unlock the card for you. There's not a paywall here at all. The players can still earn the card for free if they so choose, but the premium track accelerates progress. You have XP skips for gold, where you can skip milestones or re-roll missions, which is, re-rolling missions is a normal part of what we have today. There is the previously mentioned daily streak restore for 300 gold. So this is really hitting the smaller spenders, the middle spenders, and the large spenders, because we get to the variant bundle. Kid Omega in High Voltage Overdrive was $100. So if that's the going rate to get the card, well, just provide that. So you have a $100 bundle. It provides a variant for the card, and also it instantly unlocks them, because once you get the variant, you get the card. So it's just a very fast, direct way for the whales to instantly unlock the card, which they had now, but now it also feels a little better because you're getting an exclusive variant that isn't available to the masses. There is a rescue bundle. So if you are falling behind in XP, you're not going to be able to unlock the top prize Series 5 card by the end of the week. You can purchase this bundle, which is only $5, and you can purchase additional XP to try to catch up, and you also get some kind of cosmetics. And then portal pulls. This isn't fully thought out here with the monetization on the portal pulls, but being able to choose is just better than random. So if you're going to have portal pulls, being able to choose the card, even if they need to increase the price a little bit, just feels infinitely better than rolling the die and hoping that you get the card that you want, or the 2 cards that you want first. And that's just not how it's going to play out for a lot of players. Here's the grind expectation. So if you're a light or average player, you wouldn't get the card, but that's the case anyway with the events normally. If you're an engaged player, you would get just enough, a little bit more. And if you are a sweat, of course you would unlock the card because you're playing a ton, and you'd end up getting the card early. Let's drill in on the engaged player example. So they would play for an hour, roughly 12 games. Let's keep the math simple, or simpler. And 50% win rate, 6 wins, 6 losses, gets you 1,000 in XP. They're doing all of their missions every day, every 8 hours. So you get 2,500 XP. The win streak, you may or may not hit that as an engaged player. Winning 5 games in a row is tough. Ask anybody who's ever tried Conquest. It's tough to do. But if you do get that bonus, boy, does it feel good, and you get enough XP to maybe bump you over and make up some of the shortfalls. The daily bonuses, that's what they are throughout the week. And so more or less each day, you get 3,500 in XP. Over the course of 7 days, with the daily bonus factored in, you get 26K, which is just more than enough to get the top prize at 25,000 XP. The realistic result, because players are not perfect, is you probably end with a little bit less than that, but also that can be made up if Second Dinner deems it so, which with Twitch drops or tweaking some of these values. Again, these are just for demonstration purposes, but you do want it to be difficult for the top prize. I get that. You want players to be engaged. You want players to be logging into the game daily and constantly. The more, the better. And this system doesn't feel as bad as the one that is implemented now. When you are logging in, you're getting all of this XP, you're marching toward a goal, you know it's attainable, and it just feels better as a player. Nope, I still don't work for Second Dinner, but if I did, this would more or less be the announcement. I am not someone that thinks they need to compensate for how High Voltage, Overdrive, and or Sanctum Showdown wins. It is what it is. They tried something, it didn't work in the eyes of the players, but I don't think it rises to the level of compensation. And so just moving forward, this is what we will be doing. And it's essentially all of the stuff that I have already covered. And it really shows players that you are listening to their feedback. I genuinely believe this would be a win-win for the players and Second Dinner. The cards are earnable. The portals would offer choice. Your time feels respected, because right now it doesn't feel that way. And you have optional spending that means something. There's no pressure to spend. It really is optional. And for Second Dinner, there's higher player retention, because I don't know about you, but I've heard of players quitting Snap, boycotting, uninstalling the game. And you need players in your game, free or not, you need them. Better conversion rates through very clear premium paths and bundles. You have increased trust. When the player base trusts you, there's more goodwill, there's social buzz. The best way to promote a game isn't through advertisements, it's through word of mouth, it's through people spreading the word of how fantastic this game is. And there's monetization without backlash, which just means it's more sustainable. So for me, it's always taking the long-term view. Yes, they can charge money, hide cards behind paywalls, and you will make more money in the short term. But as your player base dwindles, you either need to continue aggressively monetizing to make up that shortfall. Or if you don't increase monetizing, well, you're just going to be making less money because you have less players, because they've gotten turned off to the monetization approaches. So you really, it's a fine line to walk. Please do not mistake this. Don't mean to imply that this is easy stuff, but I'm just trying to propose an approach that works for everybody in a way that also feels good for everybody. Thank you to my members, and thank you to everybody that watches my videos this long. Really appreciate it. So, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you like these modes regardless of the rewards? Have you quit the game? Are you still going? Did you boycott? All of that stuff. I'm curious to hear. Clearly, I am still going. But maybe if they don't take my suggestions, the game can die and I can finally be rid of this YouTube channel.
This channel died a long time ago.
Before we go, it's giveaway time. That's right, I put these at the end of the videos for you all specifically. So the question is, as you can see, let me know your favorite bit or joke on this channel. I don't want to throw out suggestions and potentially influence answers.
Better say me.
So just let me know the funniest part of the channel, so I can wear out the joke and it's not funny anymore.
Trash.
No, I'm really just curious. That's all this is.
Here, present.
The actual giveaway you can see on the screen. It will be the PAX bundle. So I'm pretty sure I have 3 codes to give away, and I will pick at random. I'll look 24 hours after this video is released, see who has answered this question, and let me know your thoughts. And I will message you all on Discord, but let me know as well where you like to be messaged. If you feel comfortable leaving your username in there, you can do that. That way I can just message you directly without needing to ask you how you want to be messaged. But my primary mode would be Discord, or I have Instagram or X as well. And that will be the giveaway. So there's a border, a Miles Morales variant. If you don't have Miles Morales, you would have him after you win this bundle. This super fancy card back, which is fantastic, and an avatar and a title if you care about those things. And that is the giveaway. So if you want to participate, if you don't, no problem. Thanks for watching the video, and until next time.
Man is dumb.